I get a lot of guys. I would say a third of my clients say, I'm so freaking sick of the apps and I just want to meet women in real life, which is my favorite. They're sick of ghosting, getting ghosted. They're sick of a lack of quality matches, flaky single people, and just having it not work. 51% of single men who have been on the apps have never had a single in person date from the apps. That's according to the Pew Research Center. So, literally, a majority of men have never met. I'm talking about straight men. A majority of men have never met in real life a woman from the dating apps. That's just jaw dropping. So, no wonder guys are sick of it.
Well, they haven't hired you yet, so they don't have the right photos.
Actually, my favorite kind of coaching to do or content to create about it is helping men meet women in real life because that's so natural and real. That's the way it should be.
You almost probably stand out.
Oh, yeah. If you are the 815th guy who has swiped right on her Tinder profile, she's not going to even, she's not, first of all, she's not even going to see it because you're under all these other guys on her Tinder stack. But if you're the one guy who walked up to her at Whole Foods that Saturday afternoon and struck up a nice, fun, flirty conversation about the kind of Ben and Jerry's ice cream she's getting, and you chat about ice cream and then you meet each other, introduce each other, all of a sudden you're getting her number. She's going to go home and tell her girlfriends, oh my God, the coolest guy came up to me and we just started chatting. The next thing I knew, I was giving him my number. It was like something from a movie. So I love helping men give women what I call the rom-com movie experience. I want women to feel like, oh my God, he came up to me, we chatted, it just happened. They love that. And that's rarer today than ever because we've been living in the swiping age since the late 2000s.
Are you like a believer in like rapid approach? Like, I've spoken. We've had a handful of dating guys on the show. I've had conversations offline with people as well. Some tactics and strategies like you pick a high traffic spot, for an afternoon, and it's intro after intro, like you're playing a volume game. Like, is that a strategy that you've kind of implemented, and is there success or value in it?
I'll teach that if it has a purpose in a certain specific training session, but I actually prefer quality interactions to quantity of interactions. It's online dating is about quantity. Swipe, 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 and bring in all those leads into the funnel, see who's a good match for you. But with approaching, quote unquote, meeting women out in the real world, I want a man to see what I call a wow girl. A wow girl is you see a wow girl 2 or 3 times a week at most. By wow girl, I mean a woman who makes you turn your head and say, oh, wow, look at her. Man, she is my type, at least energetically and her appearance. And I want him to have a really good, high quality interaction with her because that is, earlier you said how you think that the way we live our lives as men in different avenues is the way we should live life. I'm a big believer in approaching women literally the same way we should approach life. I believe we want to approach women with authenticity, with courage, with kindness. And I feel like we should live our lives the same way. And you don't really learn that lesson when you're swiping 1,000 times a week. But if you take a deep breath, see that stunning woman in the cute yoga outfit at Whole Foods on a Saturday afternoon, being able to walk up to her, be relatively confident in yourself and know what to say and maybe get a phone number and a date, which is great. That'll change your life. But even if you don't, you've just done the bravest, most badass thing in the world. You've taken a romantic, authentic risk. And that is something that builds your character every time you do it. So I'm more about those quality approaches and conversations as opposed to numbers game.
Are there off limit places where you don't approach women, and the opposite of that, like where in just your kind of coaching experience, because I'm sure you've had hundreds of, guys succeed in cold approaching. Have there been patterns in like, these are locations that are successful, like our coffee shops, seem to be a lot more successful. It's early morning or, kind of, so like, what are the off limits? Where are guys maybe succeeding?
I would say avoid nunneries, avoid funerals.
Okay.
Weddings when she's wearing a white dress, probably not the best lead.
And
Uh,
dancing with her father, yeah.
Other than that, pretty much anywhere is within reason. Okay, don't walk into the cockpit when she's trying to land the plane. Read the room. But to your point, I'm a big fan of bookstores, coffee shops, Live music events, a great place. Any event you can go to where you and other people are there for the same reason, you have a built-in icebreaker with anybody there. So you're at a concert, you're at the beach party, you're at a music festival. And of course, there's bars, lounges, which very cliche kind of place to do it, but very few men do it anymore. And in a way, it's actually something that's fairly rare for a woman to have a guy approach her well. So I've met my past girlfriends in the past. I've met at everywhere from bowling alley, coffee shop, I think Grand Central Station once. So really, anywhere where you're out in the world, you have social permission. If you follow a couple simple little rules, which I'm happy to share, there are ways to break the ice with a woman in a way that's classy and will probably make it go well. And if it doesn't, that's okay. There's other women to talk to.
Yeah, I would love the rules, and I'm sure one of them is going to link back to authenticity. Don't approach a woman on a golf course. If you're not a golfer, right? It's like I've had 4 long-term relationships in my adult life. I'm 41 years old. All 4 of them I've met in the gym. Now, a lot of women will tell you don't approach you in the gym, but I'm a meathead. Like that's just like it's my life. It's my identity. I'm a bodybuilder. I've worked in gyms. I spend the same amount of time. Like it's important for me to have a person that carries that same passion. Now, 2 of them were batshit crazy, anyways. But I'll leave. That's a different conversation here. But for me, it's been like that's a place of like I'm kind of social there. It's kind of like I know people. Like it's a place of comfort. So it's easy for me to be authentic, real. Like it's my environment. So yeah, what are the rules to the approach game?
Think of it, there's a couple different quadrants we can look at here. Let's look at nighttime and daytime. At nighttime, so we got nighttime and daytime. And there's 2 styles of approaching, or I should say 2 categories, not styles, 2 categories, direct and indirect. Direct means you walk right up, and from the moment you talk to her, you're clear with your words. Hey, you're beautiful. How to meet you, or something like that. That's direct. Indirect would be more conversational, more chit chatty and friendly. Indirect. Hey, you're at the coffee shop. So what are you thinking today? You thinking iced coffee or hot coffee? What's your jam? That's indirect. So think indirect and direct, and think night and day. Generally, at night, you have more social permission to be direct. You could walk up to a woman at 11 p.m. at the bar and say, hey, I just saw you. You're adorable. You're my type. I had to meet you. Boom, direct. Awesome. I love that. In a coffee shop at noon on a Starbucks on a Saturday, that's probably a little bit too intense for a lot of women. So in the daytime, in a more chill environment, I would say be indirect. And by indirect, choose one of 3 really simple options. A, B, C. A, give her a genuine, specific G-rated compliment. B, ask her a question that makes sense to ask given where you are. Or C, make an observation, notice something unusual about her or what's happening, and you can use that unusual thing as an icebreaker. If you approach in this indirect way in the daytime, you're going to have a 70, 80, 90% success ratio of a good response. She may or may not be available, but a positive social response. And at night, you can be more direct, a bit more, yeah, she's a hottie. I'm going right up to her. A lot of women like that energy, but they prefer it more at night than in the daytime. At the gym, definitely indirect.
Of course.